I have people tell me, how do you have faith? How do you get through this? What does faith do for you? I'm like, well, some mornings I wake up and I feel like I might drown today. And I stop and I take an assessment of what I have. I have a lot. I have a God. I have Jesus. I have friends. And I have family. I have my husband. And I have my faith. So originally I was diagnosed with cancer in March of 2015. And I went through treatment, surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation, throughout that year and into 2016. But I had been having some problems with hip pain. So they finally sent me for an MRI the week before Christmas. And we had the kids at our house for Christmas. We went and visited Sullivan's fiance's family, my husband's family. And on the 26th of December, which was a Monday evening, we got in the car to go somewhere, and my phone started popping up with messages. And I had messages from December 24th to the 26th that had never popped up on my phone, and that I had been using my phone. There was no reason for them not to be there. So I started listening to them, and it was my oncologist and his nurse. And they wanted to make sure they talked to me before the Tuesday, which would have been the first business day after Christmas. And so I got in touch with his nurse, and she told me that the MRI had come back and that it looked bad, that it was metastatic cancer. And I just felt like that was such a God moment, because we had been through the entire Christmas holiday and I didn't feel well. My leg hurt. I was using a cane, but I didn't get the confirmation that it was something horrible until after the holidays. So we really enjoyed being with our family, Mary's family, Brian's family. We had a great time. And it wasn't until we were leaving that I found out that there was more. And when I found out, my family was in the car with me. So Brian, Sullivan, Morgan, and Bennett. And I had them right there with me as I was finding out, which was, in a way, joyous. I mean, I could have been by myself and taken it really hard. And I did take it hard, of course. That's not what you want to hear. But, it really was a God moment. Well, I have a lot of people tell me how brave I am and inspiring. And I don't know that I am those things. I just know that I get through them daily with God and with Jesus' love and my family and friends. I came to my faith. I grew up in the church, but I think I came to my adult faith by watching my adult friends who had faith deal with hardships. And it's the same thing. You wonder, how can you do this day after day after day? And they can. And you start to realize that there's a lot of strength in having a good faith and a good cornerstone. I had to have thyroid surgery in my early 30s, and I had 2 little babies. Well, 4 and 1.5. And I had been doing, in conjunction with attending here at Heaven, I had been doing a women's Bible study called Bible Study Fellowship. And so that's a really in-depth look at the Bible, sort of a verse by verse. And I'd been learning a lot, and my faith had just gotten stronger and stronger, which I was thrilled for. When you're young and in the beginnings of something, not necessarily young in age, but young in the experience, you're hungry and thirsty and you want more, and I did. So I coded, and they rushed me back to the surgery, and I went into ICU, and it was a much bigger deal for everybody around me because I was pretty much out of it. And I can remember my husband telling me he went home that night and he took our 2 children and put them in the bed with him, and he just was lost. And we talked a lot after that, and I realized something. Because I'm secure in my faith and I know what God promises us, I'm not afraid to die. I don't want to, of course. But the reality is none of us know when our last day is here on earth. I just kind of know what mine might be caused by, which is cancer. But I do know this. Because of my faith, I'm not afraid of what's next. And I feel like it's going to be okay for everybody here that I leave behind. I don't know what it's going to look like for them, but I feel like it'll be okay.